original self, and we'll talk about that more later. Okay, so we have a reflection, flip, rotation, turn, translation, slide. Dilation we'll talk about tomorrow, and then identity transformation, that is identical. When it comes back to its original self, and when I do some drawings up here, I'll show you what an identity transformation is. So write down reflection, rotation, translation, dilation, identity transformation. And then now I'm going to show you a few of these and help you in knowing these. Now, a translation happens over with parallel lines. A rotation happens with intersecting lines. And obviously this is over one line only, okay? It's just over the one line, okay? So intersecting is rotation, and we'll show you some of these. Translation is parallel, okay? All right, over parallel lines, all right? Any questions over that at this point in time? Everybody got it? All right, so let me show you. I'm going to erase this and show you a few of these, and then you can start working on your homework. All right. So, all right. So let's talk about, let's do a box here. And I have a pair of parallel lines. So now, well, maybe I should make a little bit more room here. All right, so what would happen is, I'm going to do this and I'll show you. So what would this be if I reflected it? So if I reflect it, so I'll try to do it, I don't think the green will show up, but if it does, let's see. So remember, we're going to move this across there, and move this one across, the same. And then we got to move this over, and move this over. So what does that give us here? And I'll do it in black so you make sure you can get it. So this would be B prime, A prime, D prime, C prime. Does everybody follow? Everybody here? You follow what's happening. See how we moved it and we flipped it over the one line. Okay, see that right there. Okay, it's right there. It's flipped it over that line. Now, in order to get it one more further, we have to flip it again. So in flipping it again, we go, all right, so it's this far away, and this one's going to go here, and this one's going to go here. So it's going to be, now, we flipped it one more time. Is it the same thing? Would we just one prime, two primes? What do you think we're going to do? Madison, what do you think? So there's going to be two little ticks or one tick? Two? Two is correct. Oh, Maddie, I forgot. You guys are away. Hope you and Connor are having a great time. I hope you're watching these and enjoying them as well. Sorry, Connor and Maddie can't answer any of these questions. All right, so it's two tick marks. And so from wherever vacation spot they are, they can answer this out loud. And so what we have is now this is going to be C prime prime and D prime prime. And this up here is B prime prime. So now, if you look at it, what did I do? I flipped it again, and I got where we wanted to go. Now, think about that for a second. If I erase the two lines and the middle section, and the cool part about this is you guys can rewind it and see it there, and then see it gone, and see it there, and see it gone. All right, but look, what did I do to this block? I took it and I did what? I slid it. But how did I slide it? I flipped it over two sets of parallel lines. And that is what that is talking about. Does that make sense to all of you? Awesome. So that's a translation. So when you see parallel lines, it's a translation. When you see just one line, it's called a reflection. Now, let's do this. Let's make it harder. Just do a triangle. And let's do this over intersecting lines. So now what do? Well, we flip it over this line first. So the same distance that I am away here. Okay. And this one and this one. So this is going to be C prime, A prime, B prime. And then, whatever that is, flip it over it, flip it over, flip it over, connect my dots, C prime prime, A prime prime, B prime prime. So now what do I have? What did I do? Well, if you look carefully, what happened is, and I can show you by pointing here, see? I took this and I turned it. Isn't that cool? My hands are huge. Okay, and I turned it. Okay, so I'm taking this and I'm doing, and what am I doing? I'm flipping it over those two lines, but what is it really? It's two reflections that form a rotation. Okay, so we have a rotation that is formed by that. So it's a double reflection. Now, remember, identity transformation. What is an identity transformation? When I reflect it, and it comes back to its original self. So if I were to flip this to here, and remember, Mr. Comstock does not have the skills that you guys have at drawing, but if he was a good drawer, and I reflect it back over top, what would this be, technically? You see how that could be? I know. Stop making fun of me, Josh. I still beat you in that game, remember. All right? But see how that would flip, 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 and back to its original self. And so when it goes back to its original self, it's then called identity transformation. So, question for you, think about. Translation, rotation, reflection, identity transformation. Those are the ones we talked about. So your homework, and I'll make sure that it's typed up for you. The homework that you need to do is page 502. And ooh, I gotta erase this. Some of you probably like, I already did that homework. I don't know why you're assigning it again. I'm not. Page 502. And I want you to do 1 through 14. And then page 506, 1 through, let's do 15. Let's do 15. Let's do 17. It's good for you to practice, okay? All right, so these aren't too bad. It's like a burger. Man, I'm getting hungry. It's 6 o'clock at night. All right, there's your homework. Get working on that. Have a great rest of the day. Good period. And I will see you guys when I get back. I'll be back on Friday. Bye.